It's the Caleb Lee MTGO Show.
No stip. Totally acceptable. Let's take a strip mine. After this draft, there'll be one more chance. A little strip tease. Oh, shit, what up? Hey, Radley B. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for 56 months there. Radley says, 56 minus 14 equals 42. 42 answers the life of the use of anything. 14 divided by 2 is 7. 7 plus 2 plus equals 9. Coincidentally, the number of days Caleb's been streaming for his year of streaming. Caleb's stream answer is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. I didn't follow all that, Radley B. It sounded suspiciously like math. That was not enough time. It's enough time to say yo. And then I would pause and wait for you. Not to, like, donate and get a whole stip in. Like, usually you'd say, like, yeah, I want to do this or something. A little fast bond recursion. Sarge has a donation of $20 with a message, Satya Aetherflux Genius. Aetherflux isn't in the cube. Genius. Satya Aetherflux is the name? Oh, the name is Genius. Fair enough. We can jam that after this draft, because this is, like, pretty clearly not going in the Jeskai direction. Is that okay? Is that acceptable, Sarge? Your stip was going to be General Ferris? Yeah, I'm sure we can get that at some point. Only got Excavator, Fastpawn, Strip Mine. That's pretty good. Deal, you were slow. I mean, considering I think that's a perfectly reasonable amount of time to have gotten the donation in. I was assuming people would be like, yo, I got one or something. You kind of have to respond to me in the chat to let me know so I can, like, lock in that somebody's doing it. Or else you might get multiple people donating for a stip, right? And confusion there and feel bad there. There has to be there has to be that confirmation. In an ideal world. That said, this works just swimmingly. We got a stip in for later. Should be a cool one. And a second attempt at the Satya stip. This is an incredible fastball start, huh? Safekeeper can work. I kind of want the Nissa, so I have something to do with my mana. One of those decks that just builds itself. You're bad? No, you're good. $20 donation. I'm not trying to admonish you for donating to the stream. I'm pretty stoked about it. And I got this big thing of water. This is fucking excellent. I think we're gonna have a sick couple of drafts here. You cracked open a Bud Light. Nice. I'm very jealous. Very jealous of a cold light beer right now. Day drinking. I could have a drink. I got some room temperature gin and some room temperature bourbon here in front of me. Vista over crop rotation all day, every day. So Vista is a combo piece in and of itself, not just a fixer if we end up playing more colors, which is likely, right? But it's also a combo piece in itself with Fast Bond, Excavator, Fetch. You can just, like, pull all the lands out of your deck. Looking at Monolith, looking at Cobra. I'll take this Monolith. Can't really do anything with this. You had a show in your backyard stage last night. Alcohol's out of the question. Yeah, fair enough. I'm going to a show myself tonight. It's one of the reasons I'm doing an earlier stream today. Gonna see Between the Buried and Me. Gonna see 3 Inches of Blood. Should be a sick show. Yeah, it's Q-Beam. I thought about Mana Leak briefly. Now I'm thinking about Atali because I always think about Atali. You're seeing 4 inches of blood? That's too many inches. That's try hard at that point. You're seeing Protest the Hero tonight? Love it. I saw Protest the Hero with Thank You Scientist. That was a very fun show. They were playing the 10-year Fortress anniversary tour. So they just like played that album in its entirety. Which was exactly what I wanted. You saw Between the Beard and Me with Protest the Hero 2 weeks ago in Grand Rapids. Nice. Did you mention that at the time title? I feel like I remember somebody mentioning that going to that show. Hey, there's a Nadu. Could chat ask, like say things like, boy, the deck sure could use a time walk. Like, can I make that request here? Think about the dork. Think about these blue draw spells. Oh, very fun, Pixel Mix. It's technically something to channel into. It's a little bit more exciting with the boots here. Oh, we got a song request. Thanks, Princegor. Thanks for the 500 bits. This is Ablard Cheap Talk. Late Voidwalker there. Water is so good. Oh, we do have a blue-green land. Ooh. Man, it's looking better than I thought. Am I going to try and stream 365 straight days? You guessed it, the woof. You guessed it. There is no try. There is do or do not. I guess I could die or something. That wouldn't bode well for the wedding. Why not? People have live streamed weddings before. Oh, the dying part. That makes more sense. This Grim Monolith's not doing a lot, just Nissa. Almost like the Narset. Don't quite. A lot of streamed weddings during the pandemic. Yeah. Yeah, the hurdle is not like the desire to do it or whatever. It'll be the internet connection in that area. Helpful. Feel a little silly for passing the 1-drop Sackland critter in pack 1. Still works with the 1 fetch land we have and this Waterlogged Grove and the Strip Mine. The Titanium. Wedding live stream's great until the sound stops working and no one at the venue notices. Yeah. The, oh, there's a Depths. There's also an Eldrazi here for the channel. If we're serious about channel stuff. Y'all are going to be surprised by this pick. Maybe not all of you. But I expect most people would have stamped up the Zerrin Orb there. You think Orb will wheel? There'll be like 3 or 4 cards left. There might be some junk artifact deck that wants the Orb. I've seen it not wheel before. There's a backup Crucible effect in that pack too. Zerrin Orb does combo with more cards here than Flash does, for sure. Yeah, I think it's totally reasonable to try and get both Orb and Room out of that pack. And just be a little bit more consistent with the land things. It doesn't, Storefront. There's often multiple different ways to draft and successfully build decks and stuff. So just because I'm drafting differently than you would, doesn't mean you're a bad drafter or anything like that. Well, we got the Crucible back. Looks like someone did in fact want the Zerrin Orb. Yeah, it's hard to count on stuff when there's only gonna be like 3 or 4 cards left. If there's nothing in your color, you might spec on Zernorm just as like a sideboard card. As they say, lots of ways to fuck a chicken. I don't think they say that, Bellmeister. What? Where did you get that from? I like the monolith better now that we have 2 Nisses. Exactly. We only eat out chickens here. We don't fuck them. Eat. We only eat chickens here. Don't really have the critters for Copter anyway. This is like 13 green sources and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 blue. 9 and 11. Just kind of want that counterspell to be semi-consistent. Maybe 8's okay. 8's okay. Not the worst. Mox Manadork makes me really not want to strip mine. I'm already like behind. I'm gonna do it anyway. If you had a deck of only 1+1 combos, your chance to draw both halves in an opener is a bit better than 1 out of 5. Yeah, not super likely. Anyone who's played, what's that game called? Where everyone starts with 2 cards in their hand and then you just like draw and discard every turn and you're just trying to put together 2-card combos. Kind of a miserable game. And then there's like a few cards that make things cost more and stuff. No, not blackjack. It's like a board game type thing. You get a bunch of little cards. They're cutesy. There's like a space version and Flux. Yeah, I'm talking about Flux. Love letter. People just saying games are very wildly different. Yeah, in Flux, you're trying to like put together a 2-card combination, and then you get to win the game. And everybody starts with 2 cards, and everyone gets a loot every turn. And then some cards let you draw more cards and stuff, and some cards restrict that. So it's like everybody's playing like Storm, or everyone's playing this out of the same deck, and they're playing like both Storm and Stacks at the same time. And the only win conditions are like Vault Key, and there's a bunch of different Vault Keys, and it like still takes forever for anybody to hit any of them. I was playing it in between rounds at a random GP, and Kibler had never seen it before, so he's like, "How do you play? What are you doing?" I'm like, "Here's the game. You can sit in if you like." And so we started playing, and then PV comes along, and he's curious. He's like, "What are you guys doing?" I'm like, "We're playing Flux. Do you want to play?" And he's like, "Yeah." And so he sits down. We explain the rules and start playing for a bit, and he's just like, He plays for a bit, and he's like clearly not having a good time, and he's like, "Can I leave?" And I'm like, "You absolutely can." Kibler played it out though. And miserable game. Am I just bragging about the cool people I know? No, I'm describing Flux. I almost don't want to strip mine them. I kind of want to strip mine myself. Oh, the endurance has reach, huh? Well, no matter. Need a crucible effect here, huh? I'm gonna bring back strip mine twice next turn. Oh, it's okay. Could have just done attack all and then reset the Nadu, I suppose. Well, that cleaned this board up a little bit, huh? They already played that Lotus Petal this game. I guess they endurance to back in or something. The meticulous archive that I strip mined showing up again. Not often you get to see a true name trading combat. This wouldn't even be trading, this would be chumping. Isn't it better to trade with the 5/3? Doesn't have trample. Yeah, there you go. So the reason that true name trades in combat is because the protection from me is what would normally prevent it from taking damage in combat, the protection from creatures. But Questing Beast has a line of text that says combat damage that would be dealt by creatures you control can't be prevented. So if a creature that has protection from creatures and green and all of that stuff blocks one of my creatures in combat, I can't block it, right? Because it has protection for my things. But if they block one of my creatures, it can die. So like Questing Beast, back when Progenitus was still in the cube, would sometimes attack into Progenitus and they'd block, and you can feel really good about yourself. But it's the same thing with True Name. I think that game's a lot worse for you if you don't strip mine yourself. Weirdly. You remember that was a play that I made? Alright, so yes. Strip mine myself, get an extra 5/3. Extra 5/3 looked pretty important. That's all I'm saying. Looked pretty good. Could put the channel back. I don't know why I would, but I could. Think about leading on Vista, just in case they have Wasteland. They don't feel like a Wasteland deck. Yeah, I think the extra damage is more likely to matter than the chance they have a Wasteland. Resolves. I'll take the 0. Pretty glad I didn't shock myself on turn 1. Or, I'm sorry, not shock myself, but run out the Vista, so I'd have to shock myself now. I'm actually going to save a life with the Monolith here, too. So they hit me for 3 down to 6. I attack. They annihilate 4. And they attack me for 3 down to 3. And then we get the rest of their permanents. Is the plan. Save the mana for Monolith for next turn. What are you doing next turn? Hey, Blitzkrieg. Thanks to the sub. Thanks to 87 months there. So Tamiyo creates another permanent, so it's worth 2 by itself. Awesome. Remind me to board out my Horizon Canopy this game, this match. I accept your terms. It'd be nice to be able to use the Vista as a shuffle with the Brain Surge. But I think I want to protect my life total a bit more than that. The Once Upon a Time could also be a weird shuffle, if we so desired. I think the 3-bit Inspector attack. Yeah, they just have an answer to the Q-beam. Fair enough. Bye, channel. So we're taking 5 here. I like my odds a little bit better if we had a Zurin Orb in this deck. Am I drawing live? Oh, Firebolt flashing bang. Fair enough. The channel gifted them. It didn't even matter, right? The Goldspan Dragon makes their treasure better. Yeah, the channel was just showing off. Yeah, I think I wasn't drawing live anyway. Just answering a 4/4. Kind of a tall request. Oh, I meant to cut the horizon. Damn. Appreciate the reminder, Nexara. My beam. I do like the Sylvan Caryatid start. Good against their early attackers. Exploration would go hard here. I want to save this for a red, but I'm just going to fire it off. Slow him down. Well, at least we get to gain a couple life. It'd be wild to rip the other one now. I've been ousted. I assume the Ragman hits me, because I think a treasure is very good for them here. And the other 3 points at Nissa. You figure 2 blockers is enough, huh? To game 3 we go. So we've drawn Channel, we've drawn the Ulamog. I wonder if we can draw them together. The Canopy, right. Oh, we did draw them together. Such is life, yeah. Let's go. Let's fucking go, Big Ben. Oh, wow. No play over there, hum. Oh, I was supposed to hit the Plains, because the Plains produces white mana for Oust. I was worried about my life total, but I shouldn't have been. They have Solitude in their deck, too. Oh, I guess I just didn't have either of them. Cool. Once upon a time, should be able to find Fast Bond. I think I'm not going to day drink today, because there's a chance I'll be helping out with some driving later. Makes sense to chill. Have the option available. I have thought it through and made an informed decision. Deck looks great. Deck looks pretty good, doesn't it? I almost probed here to see how debilitating a strip mine would be. But I like the plan of Sylvan Caryatid into Nadu plus strip, I think. Workshop. Kind of glad I held the strip mine already. So we wasteland the workshop, and they're still like turn 2ing a Karn. Better return to a Karn than a Cannoneer, huh? And now the Karn can't down tank without losing it to the Nadu. Hey Caleb, any Day of the Diver continuation? Oh, I played some last night. It was good. The next time that I would be playing Day of the Diver would be next Friday. The plot in that game is starting to connect. The number of side tasks and minigames in Dave can be overwhelming, that's for sure. I noticed it, so the first couple times I streamed it, most of the time you're spending in the boat or out, just like serving some sushi real quick. And then as the game gets on, they not only like develop this huge complex storyline, which is awesome. It's like a cool thing to get sucked into and all these like mysteries and such. But then there's also like the fish hatchery, and then you're growing rice, and then the point of view starts switching to other characters. And so like I started getting comments in my Day of the Diver stream where people were like, I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what's going on. And maybe if I was a better variety streamer, I could account for that better, but it was difficult keeping everybody up to date. Expedition 33 is on another level. Oh yeah. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about Expedition 33. I heard some reasons to stream it and some reasons not to stream it. So I'm kind of on the fence about it. If you're going to stream it, you need a mod that knows the game and puts the chat into emote only for the big story moments. No, I don't. Literally every time a viewer has said that sort of thing was necessary, they were super fucking wrong. I've never had an issue with my chat being a dick and spoiling big story moments. If anything, everybody's like way too concerned and will like wait and watch me struggle with some like useless task for like hours before they're like, hey, as a tip, like you missed that doorknob back there or something. I've literally never had chat be a dick about that. But everyone's always like, oh, it's really important. Oh, you might get spoiled. They would ruin your life, Caleb. I was going to leave Strip Mine up for Academy. I can pop it in response to Candelabra activating, I guess. You're just basing on what you've seen from the big variety streamers? Yeah. I'm not that large, huh? I don't have like 3,000 people watching and stuff. I agree, Radley. My community is pretty great. The no backseating rule filters out most people by the point of the variety streams. Yeah. A lot of them, which I actively encourage backseating and tips and stuff with, but then at that point, everybody that wants to backseat's already gone. Just from my regular MO, which is a good problem to have. Kind of a non-problem, huh? I think this is another Maul too. Terra Sunder looks good against them, but the rest of the hand just isn't cohesive. It's not really doing anything. keeping 5 cards. Yeah, let's keep the Disenchant Nissa, and let's bin... I guess Fast Spawn. Fast Spawn can be a combo card, but it would need, like, several other pieces here. So I guess I'm doing this. He lets them stay there. The mods? Yeah. I mean, you think all the rent that I could be charging them? Staying in that dank pit. I mean, turn 2 Eldrazi would have been insane. With neither in the opener. Have done that before. Just hit runner. Lion Sash. Yeah, you got it. I don't think I activate Reclaimer. If I had a Surveil land, I'd be into it, but I don't. Usually the Reclaimer is going to go get Strip Mine, but right now Strip Mine seems worse than a Forest. Like, I could rip a Forest and then channel out Nissa. Yeah, so next turn we would have like we would have had the channel for sure. I'm sorry, we would have had the Nissa for sure if I don't burn the channel there. But like this way we could have the Chariot into the Nissa, right? If I just like ripped the untapped source. When you're behind, I like to high roll a little bit. I like to oh, they're really worried about Strip Mine Recursion. Multiple LD spells here, or Graveyard Hate spells. My brain says the wrong word so often. Sometimes I'll do that with a name too, which is always, oh my god, pretty embarrassing. The immediate next draw. For a while, I was calling Tom Paris of Star Trek Voyager, Brian Paris. My fiance was just like, "There's not a Brian in this show. What are you doing?" Brian Paris is his cousin. Yeah, his identical twin cousin. And only I can tell the difference. It'd be cool to pop that relic, but then you just lose the Nissa. This is pretty good. Sure. So we have Fast Bond and Exploration in this deck, and drawing either of those would rip. Just shock myself for no reason here. No reason at all. Just keep them off their 4-drop for a turn here. Well, there's a play. Has anyone used Upheaval in Modern to do anything interesting? No. Some people tried it, but I don't think it ever really performed. There was like a version with 2 in an Urza deck. But I think that was the only time I ever saw it 5-0. What a well-timed exploration. The exact turn that it no longer ramps me. I searched for Upheaval results. There's one from 2013, one from 2021. This one's playing Arborel of Utopia Sprawl, Garruk, Nissa, Primal Command. And it's using the old Devotion to Green shell that I've not seen in a long time. And this is Beatdown Core Tapper. So it's an Urza list using the Dice Factory, Core Tapper, and Cornucopia engine. It just has a couple Upheaval in it. Bounce my cat. How dare ye? Well, shall we go to 2? I really want to pop that relic, but I also want to... This is like the one turn that the Chariot's going to be able to copy a token. So I'm going to do that. Don't I have to kill the Vacuum it too? Why? The Vacuum's got like a counter spell, a couple lands, a Lion Sash that the Nissa can answer. They can only crack Vacuum on their turn too. Awesome. Hell yeah. You love to see it. That was a Mold of 5, yeah. Got there. Odd little game, huh? They never found